Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another video. It's dedicated to Jehovah's Witnesses. By my title, I have a question. Can you compare Jehovah's Witnesses to wild animals like crocodiles, tigers, bears, lions, anything that would kill if they've been pushed to a limit to protect themselves, their young, hunger? How can you use these traits for human beings? Shouldn't we as human beings should not be compared to any animal, because we have something that animals don't have and never will have? So let's get into the Bible study, which is going to be doing this week for Jehovah's Witnesses. But lucky I was able to get it on Tuesday, because this Kingdom Hall do their meeting on Monday nights. So let's get into this, and I'm going to blow you away. And I'm going to try my best to blow you out of your seat, because I'm going to prove Jehovah's Witnesses, it doesn't matter if you're non-violent and what you call a perfect person. If you're in a pack of wolves or a pack of lions, I'm going to use this, and if you're the one that don't go out hunting to do the killing, but you are the one that will go eat the kill and drink the blood of the kill, because you're hungry, you're thirsty. So I'm going to compare Jehovah's Witnesses, no matter how you look at them. They are vicious, conniving people. It's trying to be like vicious wild animals. Hey, and part of this is from their own book study. So it's not exactly I'm making up all this stuff up to make them look bad. Their own studying through this week, or whenever they have their meeting, is basically from their own book study. So let's get into this, and we will take it from there.
In the prophecy recorded at Isaiah chapter 11, 6 through 9, we find a delightful picture of a harmony and peace between wild animals on the one hand and humans with their domestic animals on the other. Does that picture find a spiritual fulfillment today? Yes. In verse 9, we learn why it is that such creatures will cause neither harm nor ruin, because the earth will certainly be filled with the knowledge of Jehovah as the waters cover the sea. Does knowledge of Jehovah change the behavior of animals? No. It is people who are transformed by coming to know the Most High God and learning to imitate His peaceful ways. That is why in our spiritual paradise today, we can observe a heartwarming fulfillment of that prophecy. Under kingdom rule, Christ's followers are learning to put off their fierce animalistic qualities and live in peace and harmony with their spiritual brothers and sisters. For example,
okay, you heard them. Leaving your animal qualities. Your animal qualities. Now, my question is there any traits out there that in Jehovah's Witnesses religion that they have not, have not completely done away from to live a true Christian life and put them right back in a pack of wild animals. Now, the main giveaway I'm going to give you is the main leaders of the pack. The vicious killers in the pack. And we know them, who they are. We call them the governing body. And in the kingdom halls, we call them the elders. These are the ones that will go out there, do the hard killing, no matter how cold and cruel it is. They will do what they're going to do to anyone who stands in their way. So let's go ahead and continue a little bit more.
In this publication, we have discussed the matter of Christian neutrality, both the spiritual basis for our understanding and the resulting persecution that God's people have faced for taking a neutral stand. Is it not remarkable that in this violent world there is a sizable nation of people who refuse, even under threat of death, to take part in the violence of any kind? What remarkable proof this is that the subjects of the
they are neutral in any kind of violence. I know this is a friggin' lie. By studying the truth, what I learned when I was a Jehovah's Witness, the stuff I did not even know what was going on. That's why many of us got the hell out of Dodge, or this case, Watchtower, and stopped being a Jehovah's Witness. And I'm going to bring that out here very soon. So let's continue.
Messianic king are indeed enjoying peace like that described by Isaiah. Jesus proclaimed that his followers would be known by the love they have among themselves. Within the congregation, Christ is patiently using his faithful and discreet slave to teach all true Christians to be peaceable, loving.
Now here's the thing about the governing body. What I brought out about the some of the wild animals have certain leaders or certain ones that do the main hard killing. This is the governing body who encourage every single Jehovah's Witness to break laws that most people would be thrown in jail for a long period of time. And the only reason why Jehovah's Witnesses hasn't been thrown in jail because some of them don't get caught, because the leader of the pack is the governing body is telling the elders to do not let these people to go to court, go to jail, because it's going to put approach on their religion, approach on to make them look like the pure, true religion. Let's continue, if I can stomach this a little bit more.
And gentle.
Let's go ahead and start with a reader for Isaiah chapter 11, verses 6 through 9. Sister Hugh, Elena, would you like to read those for us?
The wolf will reside for a while with the lamb, and with the young goat the leopard will lie down. And the calf and the lion and the fattened animal will all be together, and a little boy will lead them. The cow and the bear will feed together, and their young will lie down together. The lion will eat straw like the bull, the nursing child will play over the lair of a cobra, and a weaned child will put his hand over the den of a poisonous snake. They will not cause any harm or any ruin in all my holy mountain, because the earth will certainly be filled with the knowledge of Jehovah as the waters cover the sea.
Thank you. What a beautiful picture that is. Our A question asks, how is the prophecy of Isaiah 11 verses 6 through 9 being fulfilled today? Brother Perrine, Dalton?
Well, nowadays animals are still aggressive to some degree, so we're not at that point of the prophecy just yet. But instead, we can compare it to the change in people nowadays. We have the spiritual paradise, like we mentioned. Verse 9 there at the end said, because the earth will certainly be filled with the knowledge of Jehovah. And so nowadays, it's people that are being transformed, and in the future, the animals will be there too.
Oh, really? People are being transformed from an animal state to be a true Christian under the guidance of the governing body, the faithful, discreet slave. Don't make me laugh, Watchtower. You know, this is really, truly amazing. This crap you feed into Jehovah Witnesses in their book study. So let's continue a little bit more.
Thank you. Brother Owens, please.
The paragraph mentioned Christ followers putting off their fierce animalistic qualities. That was represented so well in that video that we just watched with Brother Ladovsky. Those men wanted to kill each other at one point in time. They were threatening each other, the worst possible relationship. But when they submitted to Christ's rule, they started to love one another and be peaceful.
Yes. Very good. That ties into our B questions. We'll go ahead.
Okay, what they're talking about, which was already a video, it was it's like a crime lord got busted, and he threatened this cop and anyone who arrested him, he was going to kill them in different ways for because he got caught, and he got teaching, or this case, found literature in the jail, and he started learning how to be a true Christian. And the cop heard that he was the one that was being threatened by this crime lord, how you want to look at it. So he said, well, if this guy can change his ways to be a Christian, I'm going to do the same thing. And later down the line, they both got together, got baptized together, and they both served as elders in different congregations. So either way you look at it, people, these people was not transformed. They was just being brainwashed by Watchtower, brainwashed by Jehovah Witnesses, believing that if they learn the Watchtower's teaching, they would be true Christians. This is a bare-faced lie. And like I said earlier, I'm going to bring that out soon. So let's continue.
And ask it, what evidence of peace do we find among God's people? What do we see? Sister Lurch?
It's amazing when people of various backgrounds learn the truth, that especially in nations that once viewed each other as enemies. Those are deep-seated hatreds that start when they're children. And yet when people really learn the truth and take it to heart and practice it, they will, at any cost, they'll refuse any kind of violence against their brothers and sisters. This is what...
Any violence toward their brothers and sisters. Now, I'm going to start with this. What about children being raped and molested in this religion? I guess you don't consider that as a crime, Jehovah Witnesses. I guess you don't look at that destroying an innocent child growing up as a normal human being without going back in time in their heads of them being molested by elders, by their fathers, stepfathers, their neighbor who is a Jehovah's Witness. What about the violence of like the animals killing someone for food? Don't you sacrifice your children and drain their blood? You drain their blood because you refuse to give them life-saving blood when they get in a car accident, when they something happens that they need blood because something went wrong with a surgery and a main artery or main vein busted in the surgery, and you call yourself compassion, love, understanding, but you killing your own people, your family, your friends. And like I brought up many times, Mike and Kim brought up many times, in the 1961, the exact year that I was born, you published a blood book, saying in the blood book, which I have a copy of it, saying not only blood was not allowed, also that means any parts of blood, which you call blood fractions, was not allowed either, because at that time they saying blood fractions was basically equal or is blood. And now in the future you're allowed to have blood fraction. Doesn't that make you running with the wild animals, and you're in the pack of the ones is controlled by the governing body, all the way down to the elders, killing and people and draining their blood? That still make you killers, Jehovah's Witnesses. The only way you can be a true Christian is get out of this false religion. Get out and start coming to Christ and His Father and rely on nothing but the Bible and the Holy Spirit. You don't need the elders. You don't need the governing body to teach you the truth of the Bible. Let's continue.
But we all have decided to do here, and so that's in the same way like animals. You know, animals are violent and they will defend themselves. But Jehovah's people, at any threat of persecution or anything, we will not cause any violence to anybody else.
No. They will allow, no, Watchtower and the gun body will allow them to get beaten, raped, murdered for their false doctrines, for their false lies, for their doctrines. So basically, you Jehovah's Witnesses putting your life in danger for no reason. And the reason I say that, because since Watchtower governing body is not teaching you to be a pure, true Christians, that only makes you evil and following the pack, whatever the animal you want to choose. You're killing, you're murdering, and you cause people to lose their blood. Now let's look at this in a different way. When you're going door to door, you are trying to kill people by bringing them out of the world to be in this dangerous cult. You bring them out of the world to shun and spiritual murder their families, their friends, if they reject them to be in this false religion. You bring people in if they get in a car accident or something, need blood. You're happy by clapping your hands because they stay faithful to the governing body doctrines to die for a false god that doesn't even exist. Man, this is crazy. Let's keep going.
Very good. Sister Black.
And that's what the scripture says there in John 13:34, that Jesus' disciples would be known by the love they have for each other. And he says, you will all know that you are my disciples if you have love among yourselves. So this is something that the whole world is going to see.
Yes.
No, that's true. Jehovah's Witnesses have love among themselves. Then why have they been going to courts about child molesting, child rape? Is that what you call love among yourselves? I think love among yourselves is that between a man and his wife, or brother sister that marry each other. What does it involve of a child with a man, could be her grandfather or her father or a brother in the congregation? The world sees how corrupt, evil this religion is by the child molesting going on worldwide, and the World Commission of Australia proving that the numbers of child molesters in their country was high. And you call that love among yourselves? I call it a crime, a dangerous sin, pretending to be a Christian when you're not.
Brother Basson.
And also in verse 9 of Isaiah 11, it highlights the reason why these personalities, these animalistic personalities, come to a change. It says here that the knowledge of Jehovah will cover the earth just as waters cover, or will cover the earth just as the waters of the sea cover the earth. And so we see that's also in fulfillment of Matthew 24:45.
Knowledge of Jehovah. Let's think about that for a second, people. If Jehovah was a true God, if their silver sword, the Bible, was the real Bible, and no lies, only truth that was in it, many of us who left this religion from a long time ago were never left. So there must be something is going wrong when the world is teaching, and I'm talking about there's people out there never been a Jehovah's Witness, and they're stepping up to help and educate Jehovah's Witnesses, even have their own YouTube channel to educate Jehovah's Witnesses. So there is no love in this organization or this pack of destructive wild animals that's going around knocking on your door, trying to get you to be part of their pack, to go around spiritually killing people till it comes to a point when you lose your life and your loved one by their false doctrines. Let's go a little bit more.
5 to 47, where we get a constant flow of spiritual food so that we can continue to represent or have that personality that Jehovah wants us to have.
Yes.
Spiritual food. The government body cannot provide spiritual food because you had to be inspired like Apostle John, Peter, Paul, all those ones that who was part putting this Bible together, even the ones like Moses and them. They was the ones that was inspired. You cannot take 7 evil men that who lies, steals, and brainwash and corrupt the minds of innocent people, and all they want is to come to Christ, come to his Father, and hope and pray they're in the truth of Bible knowledge. That's all we wanted. That's what every single person that joins a religion wants, to be in the right place, the right time, and in the right religion, if there is any truth in any religion. And I know darn sure I did way over 100% of my education, inside teachings and hidden teachings of Jehovah's Witnesses. And there's more hidden teachings that there's so much people out there have done so much wonderful research and brought the light of things that never was in the light. It was always in the darkness, to show how wicked and corrupt from day one when Charles T. Russell opened his sorry mouth and formed the Bible Students movement, and then by one of his pupils, Judge Rutherford, formed Jehovah's Witnesses, is more corrupt, because you don't hear no Bible students molesting children. You don't hear about the Bible students cause their loved ones not to take blood and they die. But Jehovah's Witnesses called them pure evil because they didn't want to become Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm glad they didn't become Jehovah's Witnesses, because evil is bad enough, but more evil, what Jehovah's Witnesses are compared to the Bible students, is worse. There's something in here I want to keep going to finalize something earlier that was mentioned. So let's continue.
Brother Black?
In extension of that thought, that's the governing body, the faithful, discreet slave that teaches the Christian, all of us as Christians, to live peaceable, how we can apply the Bible principles, how it affects different parts of our personality, be that partiality or racism or any of the other things that could cause division. We're learning from the scriptures how to apply that to change our personality so that we can exist globally in this paradise.
Yes.
Wow, perfect timing. That's the part I wanted to bring out. The governing body is trying to bring people to be true Christians, to mold you to be a better person. Who in the hell mold the governing body? It's not Christ. It's not his Father. If they're covering up child molesting, murders by letting children and their families die of lack of blood, and what about all the false prophecies they have published in different books? I found, I'm going to say probably about 8 different types of publications just from 1919 and all the way to 1948, about 1925, faithful men of old was going to be resurrected. Oh yeah, Judge Rutherford. And some of these books, if you go to the Proclaimers books, Salvation, Harp of God, Millions Now Living Will Never Die, and I think there was a children's book that mentioned the return of these men, and these children probably won't even have to be adults because they will see these men at the young age. And that's not even counting the other ones that I found. So people, how can you put faith in a wicked religion has done more harm to its members, more harm to the outside of the world, who at that time believed this crap so they didn't grow no crops, food for their families, food for them to sell to the stores, because they put faith in Watchtower. But 1925 and other times like 1914, 1975, a couple of others, people have put faith in what they got in return. Disappointment, lies. And the governing body is supposed to turn your hearts from a wicked man into a dangerous animal that's going around raping children, and it's all over the world. And the world sees and knows how corrupt, evil Watchtowers. See, they're not blinded by, like Watchtower has done to Jehovah's Witnesses. Oh, that's fake news. Don't believe in the media, because all they're doing is trying to keep you to enter in paradise. I'd rather be dead in paradise to be worried about that my children are going over to visiting a friend of theirs and get raped in paradise by an elder who's still a friggin' pedophile. People, this is why I do these videos. Not for me, for you. Because I could have quit many years ago, stopping making videos. But I didn't. Because more people seeing what I'm doing, the work I'm doing, I'm getting you think, educated, and using your common sense to see how corrupt, evil Watchtower has done Jehovah's Witnesses. Thank you. Y'all have a nice day.